Ooh.
Hi, my name is Sarah. You are watching the Midwest Writing Center's live stream, and I am excited to talk to you today, to introduce to you, my friends, um, to Mary Quite Contrary of Mary Quite Contrary's House of Burlesque. Mary and I are doing a really kick-ass workshop this weekend, Saturday, January 25th, and I thought, what better way to talk about what we're doing than to talk about what we're doing? So, Mary is a burlesque dancer and instructor, and generally awesome person and advocate for human rights. And I like hanging out with her and I like learning from her. And so you should like that too. Mary, thanks for hanging out with me.
Yes. Oh my God, I feel so flattered.
I didn't even read a pre-written bio. I was just saying things I felt.
Well, I love that even more.
Um, okay, so this weekend what's going to happen is we're teaching a class together.
Mhm.
Um, you're gonna start with some burlesque exercises and then we're gonna have a little break and then I will teach some writing stuff as it relates to the moving stuff. So what can we, as me, someone who's never done anything burlesque, what can someone like me expect from this, we'll say workshop?
Oh, I love that. Yes. I think a good thing to expect is tapping into our bodies because sometimes we just close ourselves off in the sense of like, I don't feel sexy when sexy is so many different things. Sometimes we put that word into a box. So taking us out of our comfort zone to tune in and feel sensual just as we are, not needing to do anything else. Because why not? Why wouldn't you feel sensual and empowered all the time? That's what
I
I
love
said.
I love that. I almost never do.
Exactly.
And I was thinking, when we were developing the workshop about the like differences between sensual and sexual because I feel like we use them a lot interchangeably, but also they can be very separate things. Um, and I think like from knowing you a little bit that you really have your I don't know, your finger on the pulse of that overlap space. Um, yeah, that's an observation.
Oh, cool. Well, yeah, because, it's about validating yourself and checking in with yourself and realizing there's no reason for exactly how you are to not feel empowered and sensual and sexy because, yeah, it doesn't, like how you said it. They're two different things, like sensual and sexy, and they can come together and they can be separate because, sometimes when we think sexy, we're thinking such a specific thing that it's like you can feel sexy at all times in anything you're wearing, exactly how your body is now. We just need to give ourselves that like validation and ourselves that permission instead of instead of picturing what we think those things are. Because that's what it is. Like we picture something, and so we just think that's unachievable for us when it's somebody else's sensual and sexy should never take away from your own sensual and sexy. Because we can love and appreciate it in other people, but that doesn't take anything away from you.
I'm so happy you said that because from what you were saying, I was sort of getting there myself. Um, but yeah, what we're told is sexy is not necessarily what we find sexy or what makes us feel sexy. And um, man, what a silly way to sort of give up your own feelings is to just accept what you're told you should think. We don't
Exactly.
encourage that in any other aspects of our lives.
Exactly, exactly. It's like we're taught it's this certain thing, and you said it perfectly. Well, that's what that person perceives as sexy, and that's valid, and that's okay. Like, but that doesn't have to be your definition or description of sexy. And it can be multiple things too. You can find this sexy, but this sexy. It's also realizing it's changeable. It doesn't have to be so black and white all the time, that right now you're finding this sexy, but that doesn't mean tomorrow you can't find like the complete opposite sexy, because we just tune ourselves out so much sometimes that what I love about burlesque and my favorite thing about teaching burlesque is having us just tune back in to who we are and watching the empowerment. That's why I love teaching it, is watching the self-empowerment through people finding that of like, I'm checked back in. Yeah, I'm amazing. Why did I ever stop thinking I was amazing? And I'm just in the background like, yes, because you are. You always have been. I'm just like your fairy little burlesque mother, just like bippity boppity boop. You're cool. Remember, you're cool. That's it.
You really are like the world's best cheerleader. I can
Aw,
say that for sure.
yes.
And as someone who like doesn't really spend any time trying to be sexy, that's me,
Mhm.
or like thinking much about what sexy means. Um, I definitely have these moments when I'm like really feeling myself.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, why isn't this something that I do? Like, why aren't I trying to be in this space? And I think that that's, um, the same thing, different words, right?
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
necessarily like, I'm trying to, in my mind right now, like sort of separate sex from sexy
Yeah. Exactly.
because I'm not trying to go out and pick somebody up. I'm not trying
Hmm.
to, you know, get physical needs met.
Yeah.
Um, but like I want to feel myself. I am worth my attention. And you know what? If somebody else agrees, awesome. But they don't have to. This is about me.
Exactly. You said it perfectly. I couldn't think of that. I loved what you said. Like, yeah, when we hear sexy, we go to sex. And it's like that's us like thinking sexy is this specific thing. And it's like, no, I'm like cool all the time. Because sometimes when we hear sexy, we get like automatically intimidated by that word because we do go to sex, which nobody's wrong for associating sexy with sex. That's a very common thing we do, but that's not the only time you should feel sexy. Um, because again, like when we're associating sexy with sex, it's about giving to somebody else. You know, because typically sex involves more than one person, so you want to feel sexy for them, but and that's great and that's valid. Have your fun, but also we shouldn't just be feeling sexy for other people. It shouldn't just be like how you said to go get any type of physical needs met, um, or wanting other people to want physical needs from you. It should also just be at all times feeling yourself just exactly how you are for you.
I'm already like, I have learned so much.
Good.
Oh shoot, I had something. You made me think of something and I didn't write it down. Um, oh, okay, yes, I'm back. I'm here. Um, so if you've never been to a burlesque show, or if you have, either way. Um, but I want to say, like, especially for folks who are totally unsure what we may be talking about or maybe getting into. Um, That's not what we're doing in our workshop. We're not performing, we're not prepping to perform. Um, we're not we're not costuming. Can you tell us a little bit about what to expect from your movements?
Yes, yes, because this is a come how you want to come. So I always advise people what you feel comfortable moving your body in. So if that's like athletic wear, please wear athletic wear. If that's like a jumpsuit and fishnets and heels, please wear that. This is there are no expectations because like how you said, yeah, this is not like a burlesque show, so there are no expectations to present yourself in any sort of way that is uncomfortable for you. So it's just wear whatever you are comfortable with in your body and that you can move in. And we are going to be doing some burlesque dancing exercises. So, like a one-on-one, I made like a little routine. So, we're going to be doing the same movements to a little routine. So we'll go over it without music. We'll dance together. And it's just expect a lot of movements where we're going to be like rubbing our hands. If it's like we're bringing our arm up, we'll like, bring our hands to each other because I really want this to be a selfish 3 hours. Is our class 3 hours long?
Yes.
3 hours?
Yeah.
Like, okay. That's what I thought. I wanted to make sure. Like, a selfish 3 hours of I want everything to be turned off because especially people who are parents, your job is never turned off. So I want this to be a pure selfish moment for you or and anyone too. Like if you're a student, work, it's so easy to put ourselves last. So with my classes, it's like I want you to be the only priority and the only thought right now. So we're going to be doing movements where we tap into our body, but there will be no like clothing removal, um, nothing like that. It's going to just be strictly like movement, and we'll also start with a breathing exercise. So that way we can like what I like to call it, get the sillies out, get it out, because the hardest part is showing up. The hardest part is showing up because you're coming into something unknown that you already know
Oh man,
is going to be
I'm
out of
so
your comfort
scared
zone.
every time I go. Like even if it's like I don't know, like a series class,
Yeah,
walking into that building, I am scared every single time. I don't know what that is. I take classes all the time. I teach classes. I'm like, nope, new experiences are scary.
they're so scary. That's exactly it. It's so scary because it's so vulnerable.
Hmm.
It's so vulnerable because especially if you're doing it by yourself. So like you're walking into a new space by yourself and we always picture everyone staring at us and that and all of that's valid. I get that way too. Oh my gosh. I take dance classes from other people, and the first one I go to, I sit in the car for a minute and I'm like,
Hmm.
ooh. So
Well, and
I'm right there with you.
even if you've got a friend to, kind of hold your hand when you walk in the door,
Mm.
after that, you're like, oh no, my friend is gonna see me.
Exactly.
They're just so goofy, but like, I don't know. I find it harder to be vulnerable in front of people I know than in front of strangers. I don't have to see
Totally.
strangers ever again.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, this is you just feel like a big spotlight's on you. It's a big vulnerable thing. So that's why I just love people showing up because it's like that's the hardest part. No one's here staring at you, making fun of you. And I promise if they are, I'm kicking them out because that's not cool. So like if there is a meanie, they're not allowed to be here. Luckily, never come across that. But we'll do a breathing exercise. We'll get the sillies out and we'll get into it. Um, and everyone's just there to support you. I'm only here to support you because I want you to leave feeling empowered. That's the goal I have for every class, and especially this class, because I love that we're teaming together. I feel like it's like going to be like a mind, body, spirit kind of thing. So like,
That's my hope.
yeah, because what can they expect from you? So like that's what you can expect from me. Nothing, there will be burlesque movement, but there'll be no burlesque actions. But then where are you taking us to after that?
I'm
Tell
really,
me.
really pumped that you said that you wanted this to be like a selfish 3 hours because I feel like, first of all, yeah, like life is always demanding. So turning stuff off is like the biggest gift I can give to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine it's not just me. So, like, anytime I signed up for a couple of writing classes in the next month, anytime I do that, I know I'm giving, like, and I'm scared to sign up and I'm scared to show up and I get nervous. But I know that that's like a huge gift I'm giving myself and a huge, like self-care act, like not self-care, but even, but like self-preservation and I don't know, bigger than care. Like this action is keeping
Yeah.
me not just alive, but like thrive. Um,
There you go.
so yeah, my thinking is that we're going to pay attention to how we feel when we're moving. And like, dear people out there, this is new to me too. Um, the most exercise I get is in physical therapy, and I already said I put pretty much no thought into being sexy. So I'm really excited to see if I can sort of harness the ability to feel myself when I want to feel myself. Um, so we're going to pay attention, hopefully, to how that feels, and I'll have, some writing techniques and prompts to remind us how our bodies feel, to live in our bodies while we are writing. And I want to add, writing is a physical act, and we don't think of it that way. Especially if we're computer writers, which is not ideal. Our bodies have evolved over, millennia to like hold a tablet and pen. Um, So yeah, so part of that is hopefully we're gonna, and I'll provide writing utensils. And we're gonna remember that our body and our minds are not separate objects. And in our writing exercises, you'll leave with a piece of writing that you're gonna be proud of, by the way. We're gonna do some generative stuff, and it's all going to be about really harnessing that feeling of owning yourself. And if your writing comes out a little sexy, awesome. And if your writing is more in the sensory variety, which mine is likely to be because I'm a sensory girly, um, that's awesome too. Anything that we can express, however we can express, as we are connecting to ourself in in every way, hopefully. Um, I mean, that's the goal. That's my hope. I have a handful of exercises that we're going to do for writing exercises. Um, and the idea is that folks are going to come out with, like a new piece of writing and a new connection to, a new understanding of how their body and mind are connected.
I love that. I love that so
I was like, oh my
much.
God, I can't stop talking.
I love it though. I love that. I feel like this is going to be truly empowering in all aspects because I love that we're already going to be getting in touch with ourselves physically, but then now we're going to be checking in mentally too, because I feel like we don't do that enough as humans is we'll go do something like especially if it's physical like this is physical dancing, that we'll go do something and we'll feel exhilarated afterwards, which is great and we'll feel empowered afterwards. But sometimes we don't check in enough that that feeling will be so fleeting. You know what I mean? Like where it's like after this class, I want you to feel empowered now, like forever. Like take this and use this whenever you need
These are
it, kind of
tools now.
thing.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. So I love that, like, I'm hoping then by checking in mentally afterwards. you now have physical proof of how it made you feel. So you can always now come back to what you wrote to, like
Hmm.
not only coming back to what you wrote, but also just sitting with this feeling for a minute, giving yourself the space you deserve because we don't give ourselves the space we deserve. Like what we're saying about being selfish, life be life, and that you said it perfectly. It's the same way for me. What I'm really working on is being present because that is the best gift I can give to myself and to my relationships
Oof.
is like sitting here with you and only being with you right now. Not, like I put my phone away, like
My
so I can't
to-do
even
list
see
is
the
over there.
notification. Yeah, exactly. Like saying that it's like to just be in this moment. I want to give that to myself and my people. Um, so I love that we're going to be sitting in that moment. I love that we're going to give ourselves the space to process it, not walk out the door right after movement and be done and like hustle and bustle back to life, because it's a Saturday. It's a Saturday afternoon. I guarantee you a bunch of people are going to leave and head of the grocery store on their way home,
Mhm.
like we instantly have to go back to life. So I like that this is going to be like physical, mental, and hopefully then like spiritual,
Mhm.
soul, whatever we want to call it, checking in. So when you go to the grocery store, you're going to be like, I'm the one of the coolest people here. We're all cool, but I'm recognizing I'm cool kind of thing.
You see the spotlight on me? Yes.
Mm,
I
mm,
also thought of and this is sort of I always think of writing this way, but I think other people don't because it's not a sculpture I can carry in my hand, right? Um, that everyone can see, but like we're doing multi and this goes for dance as well because like paintings, sculptures, photography even, you can take that with you and look at it for the rest of your life. But dance happens right now and only right now. And then the thing, excuse me, the thing about writing is that can stay. That can stay, but no one's going to see it if you don't, go out of your way somehow to do that. But we're doing two very different acts of creation that are both like, first of all, we're creating things. That thing didn't exist before we did it. But also, they're acts of creation that are creating tools that we can carry with us, but they're also acts of creation that let us release. And that's not a universal. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Mm.
me too. Me too.
Um,
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna ask you in case I forgot anything, if in case you've forgotten anything for what we may have forgotten, and then I'll give details.
Okay.
Okay. So did we forget anything?
I don't think so. I think we covered it of what to expect on the movement portion. Just to reiterate, please wear what makes you feel comfortable. So, I mean, if that is athletic wear or if that's a sports bra and fishnets, please, like
I
all
will be wearing probably leggings and a t-shirt.
see, exactly. I will probably be wearing this. This is a cow print
So fun.
onesie.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, so
I was
please,
thinking it looked like a pink cow. I'm glad that it's supposed to.
it is. Yes. Um, so
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
we
please.
just want like a like information. We're not going to take them through the class. They have to sign up for that.
Yes, yeah, no, but yes. Yeah, just wear what you're comfortable, show up for you. I
If you
think we
can bring your
covered.
own writing device, awesome. If you don't,
Yeah,
I'll have paper.
yeah, yeah. We'll have water. Bring your own water if you want, but we'll have water at the studio. Um, yeah.
Snacks are good too. Snacks are good too. We'll have some, but we don't know your allergies or what you like to eat.
No. And we're my studio, so it'll be at my studio. We're also right next door to Healthy Harvest. So if you bring a snack or if you don't, we also when we break for snacks, They're a vegan deli, so they have all vegan options, gluten-free options. So for people with allergies too, that's a good place to go to. And it's delicious. I know plenty of non-vegan people who eat there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm a big fan.
Huge.
Okay, details. It is this Saturday, January 25th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Mhm.
That's in downtown Rock Island. You need the details, you got to sign up. Uh, it is $35 for MWC members, $45 for non-members, and we have tuition assistance available with priority to queer people of color. But like, if you need help, let us know. We will see what we can do. We want you there. We want you empowered. We want you writing more light into your life and maybe moving more light into your life. I don't know. No, I do know. It's yes. Uh,
Yeah.
so this will be on our socials, so you can drop a comment if you got questions. Otherwise, our website is mwcqc.org. You can register there. Please don't step on that. Thank you. Um, or you can email me, and I'm sorry, my email address is long. This is crunchy. He loves empowered people. Um, my name is Sarah, Sarah. Email address is Sarah, Sarah, period, ELGATIAN at mwcqc.org if you have questions. Again, like the comments on our socials are hi. Yes, I love you too. Are a fine place to add questions, but you can contact me directly if you like. Thanks for hanging out with us today and on Saturday. Yes, see you on Saturday. Um, have a good day, friends.